our two prior videos, when discussing the free enterprise system, we looked at it in very basic terms, first talking about bartering in the lunchroom by swapping what you like for what someone else likes. Then we also added money into the equation and saw how a free enterprise system can enable one person to make a lot of trades with a lot of different people. We saw how this could enable a successful trader to accumulate a lot of wealth, all the while at the same time causing each other person to also have benefited from the exchange of goods. In this video, we will consider the example of the job market, again breaking it down to a very basic level. If I'm sitting around at home, at some point I want to eat food. If I keep sitting around, eventually I'm going to run out of food in the house. There's going to be nothing there. If I had money, I could buy some food, but suppose I don't have any money. What am I going to do? You may say that I have a pretty serious need. I need food, and I need to get that food somehow. Maybe I want to use something to trade for food. And so if I'm just sitting around the house, what I have is a lot of time. I have a surplus of time, but a deficiency of food. Or I have time, but I need food. Perhaps I could grow my own garden. That way, I could use my time to produce the food that I need. Great. Under some scenarios, that can be good. But right now, there are two problems with that. First, I need food now. And I can't really wait for whatever I plant to grow and be ready to eat. I want to get food in the next few hours or days, not the next few months. Secondly, if I could wait for everything to grow and be ready for eating, it wouldn't be very efficient at such a small scale. I might have to put in 100 hours worth of work and only end up with food that would be worth $100. That'd be like $1 an hour. And I have to wait months. Not a very good return on my investment of time. But because I need the food, if that's my only option, it's better than starving. But if only there were another way. Enter the free enterprise system. How about I trade some of my surplus time for someone else's surplus money? This is much like the example in the lunchroom, but now we see it at a more large scale. I can get a job. I will trade my surplus time for my employer's surplus money. Then I use that money to trade for food. As with the other cooperation examples, this could also create a situation of multiple winners. I would win because I get a lot more for my time than if I had just tried to grow the garden on my own. By choosing to cooperate with others and trade my surplus time for another people's surplus something, money, I get a lot more than I would have had on my own. Also, the company wins. They wanted to hire me. They made the decision to hire me. They are assuming the risk when they hire me because they agree to pay me a certain amount, whether that leads to them making money or not. Yet, they believe that the risk is worth it, and if it pays off, they will get the reward. If it doesn't, they'll take a loss on me. Thus, in their evaluation of whether to hire me or not, they have to do that risk-reward analysis. Note, none of this says that I win as much as I could win. In other words, the fact that I trade my surplus time for another person's surplus money does not mean that that's the best decision I could make. There may be better trade options out there. Perhaps I should invest my time in learning something that others will value more in the future. Perhaps one employer values my time more highly than another employer does. This is where making wise choices and advanced planning come in. The key is that we are the ones who are in control of what we do under the free enterprise system. If we don't like any of the choices that are offered, those choices are still ours to make. In the free enterprise system, if you don't like the employment options that are out there, there is the choice of instead starting your own business. Many people do this because they want to be their own boss. They don't want to work for someone else. And if you want to assume the risk of your labor and set your own schedule rather than working from somewhere else, that is your choice. Under a free enterprise system, you are empowered to choose your own course. You can assume the risk and possibly get a bigger reward. If it doesn't work out, though, you will suffer worse than if you'd taken the safer route of working for someone else. Neither of those is without risk. One risks current benefits, and the other risks future rewards. Of course, in such a system, some get left behind. This can be for a variety of reasons, some of which are of little to no fault of the individual. This isn't to say that individuals have no choice in their decisions. You're choosing to listen to this right now. But that certainly some people's choices are much more limited than others. Their scale of choice is much smaller. It means that some people, even if they make the best trades that they possibly could, will never be able to do nearly as well as others. This is why few places implement an exclusively free enterprise system. Most advanced economies have at least somewhat of a mixed economy. They try to put some kind of a floor so that those who are least able to trade successfully will still be able to live meaningful lives, while not eliminating the differences between success and failure, and thus reducing the incentive to succeed and dampening down individual freedom. It is in the political realm that these things are typically balanced out. Finally, in the free enterprise system, you remember that even if you open your own business, you don't stop cooperating. Because your business success depends on the free choices of consumers as to whether they want to buy your products or services or not, you have to cooperate them by providing something they want at a price they find attractive. Someone who gets a lot of money in the free enterprise system has traded with a lot of different people and given them some kind of service or device that they highly value, more so than they valued the money that they had. In this video, we talked about the free enterprise system and looked at how getting a job is just an extension of some of the same concepts that we talked about in the first two videos. In the next video, we will consider more directly some trade-offs that are made when governments balance between a free enterprise system and a regulated economy. Thanks for watching.